Alright, there we go. Back with another section. Made it to the Kumakura office. Couldn't bring Mizuki here, it's a little too dangerous, so we're gonna ask some questions on our own terms.
Who's this asshole?
You made a big mistake coming here. Go home.
All right. Bye then.
Hey, Date.
What? Ugh, I hate dealing with these chumps.
Didn't you hear me?
Do you want to die, old man?
You bastard!
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, wasn't expecting any type of combat.
Sorry for the late introduction. I'm with the MPD.
A cop, huh? So, you want to explain what the fuck a cop is doing in my office?
I think we should exchange names before exchanging expletives.
Name's MoMA, the warhorse. Don't give a fuck what your name is.
All right, MoMA. I have a few things I want to ask you. What do you know about the new Cyclops serial killings? Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura had their left eye pulled out and were murdered. And I think you know something about it.
Saw it on the news, but we had nothing to do with it. Even if we did, we wouldn't spill to no cops.
Kumakura crest.
A bronze dragon.
A bronze dragon holding a golden ball.
Golden ball, huh?
Can I zoom in on it? No.
What does a guy like the chairman need this for? He probably just uses it for porn.
Not every man in the world is like you, Date.
Where's Chairman?
What? Chairman is right in front of you.
What?
I run the Kumakura gang. I'm MoMA Kumakura.
That can't be right. The chairman of the Kumakuras is Rohan.
How do I know
You aren't
that?
the chairman.
Yo, asshole! You need a lesson in manners?
Date, wait. I did some research and discovered that Rohan Kumakura died last year. He leapt to his death from the roof of a building.
Oh!
Suicide.
But MoMA did not take over last year. MoMA took over 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
My memories are peeking through. Can you tell me anything about Renju?
I told you, I got nothing to say. You deaf or something?
Shoko, at least?
Don't know nothing about her. I know her face and her name.
Shoko is part of an investment fraud scheme, and I have it on good authority that a certain Yakuza gang was helping her.
Wouldn't know nothing about that, cop.
Date, a minute please.
Yeah, can you pull something up on this guy? I'm kind of getting impatient.
What is it?
Do you see the sofa in the reception area? There is an ashtray on top of the coffee table.
What about it?
It is peculiar. Thermal imaging reveals that they are both warm.
The sofa and ashtray.
Somebody left.
Hey, Aiba. Can you turn off the thermal vision?
Sure.
I see. The cigarette brand is Klein.
Why is that relevant?
Small details will come in useful later. Trust me.
And as for the seat, how many people were here? One.
Part of the cushion is still red.
Just as I thought.
Hey, Aiba, look. A flying squirrel taking a nap.
It is clearly a tiger.
He's clearly out. That kind of knifes nicely at night, it just might. Fat one, he's holding his stomach in pain.
I got nothing to say to you.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Hey, Iva. It's pronounced partition and not partition.
I know how it's pronounced.
Someone here?
What are you
got
talking about? You're the first guest today, although you are an uninvited guest.
Don't lie now. Someone was sitting on the sofa and smoking very recently.
How do you know that?
I just do.
Oh, right. I remember now. Just a bit ago, one of our guys was on the sofa.
Are you talking about these guys right here?
Yeah.
Oh, one of them got up from the
Not
chair over
possible.
there.
When I came in,
You made a big mistake coming here. Go home.
Who's this asshole?
neither of them was on the sofa, and neither of them was smoking.
They left.
Who left?
An insurance salesman. Right before you came in.
I don't think so. I didn't pass by anyone on my way here, and I happen to know this office only has one entrance and one exit, which means whoever it is, they're still in this office somewhere. Let me check the back.
Why you want to do that?
I just wanted to say hello to our guest.
I'm telling you, you're the only one here.
Then you shouldn't have an
Oh, then
issue.
you won't mind me checking.
Just get out of here, cop.
There must be someone they don't want us to see. Somewhere behind that wall.
What about this? Oh, same statue, huh? What wall are you talking about, Iva? This one? I see.
Just as I thought.
This must be whoever was sitting on the sofa and smoking earlier.
My evolver can shoot right through this wall. I should shoot him.
Wait! Is he not getting enough?
What?
Never mind. The person behind the wall is unarmed. I cannot approve the use of evolver in this situation.
Damn it.
Yeah? You gonna stop me? Oh, he's got a gun.
Date! A porno mag at your feet!
What?
Oh shit! There it is! There's quick time events! Hey yo, chill!
Hey! Did you just shoot at me?
Oh, fight another quick time events. Hey, what is that? Are you serious?
Hey, whoa, wait a minute.
Yo, chill out! Are you insane? What is going on, dude? Fire at the... Okay, I need to fire at the Dragon Ball.
Date! Load evolver with explosive rounds.
Yes,
Aim for the
ma'am.
dragon's gold ball on the right.
The what? Oh, that. Why?
Just do it!
Yes, ma'am. Aiming for the explosive rounds. I don't know which one's explosive. That's explosive. Loading. How do I fire? I don't know how to fire! Okay. Okay, it just had to load up. Who puts a minigun in the office?
Iva, you saved me.
Everything happened as I simulated it.
So,
Where's this porno mag, though?
You idiot. There is no adult magazine. However, I know that your reaction time is up to 3.6 times faster when you are excited. I simply took advantage of that behavior.
what the hell? You're a grown man. Aren't you too old to be playing with toys?
Shit!
Hey, coward! I see you. Show your face! I know you.
Yeah, take a seat, finish your smoke.
That's...
Sejima, so, Congressman.
What is this guy doing here?
What you doing here, Congressman? Bro, they actually had a Gatling gun over here. Are you... Why? Who... Okay, why am I asking questions? These Yakuza are crazy. This dude's still smiling. He's like, hee hee ha ha. Almost got gatted by my own nuke. Whatever. What do you know about Renji's death?
The president of Lemniscate? We aren't friends, but I did meet him a few times through work.
What work were you doing to meet up with the head of an entertainment company?
It was just some party hosted by some company or other. It's not unusual. Events with those uptight stuffed shirts can be rather dull. So they have some young women from an entertainment office attend. Anyway, we only saw each other a few times. I don't even remember what we spoke about.
Okay. You got an alibi for yesterday or the day before?
I went to work, then went home.
So,
no,
you have no alibi.
No, I always have my bodyguards near me. If you want to, you can ask them.
Bodyguard testimony can be unreliable. There is a possibility that they would lie to protect Mr. Sejima.
I agree. You can't trust that.
Why are you here?
I've had a relationship with the Kumakura since back when Rohan was running things. I had business nearby, so I stopped here for a visit. Whatever conspiracy theory you're imagining in your head, you can forget it. This is strictly business.
Strictly business? A congressman meeting with Yakuza? How are you gonna spin that?
It's true. I imagine my public image will be dragged through the mud. But we haven't done anything illegal. If you want to accuse me of such wrongdoing, then by all means. I just happen to think such gossip is better suited for tabloids.
I'm not here to gossip. So, what happened to Rohan?
I heard that the former head of the Kumakuras committed suicide last year.
Yeah, what's it to you?
Nothing at all. I just want to talk about it.
Rohan was my older brother. He was my big brother in this organization, and my blood brother. 6 years ago, he got sick in the head. He got sent to a special hospital. And naturally, because I'm his brother and next in line, I was the successor.
We probably had something to do with that, since we were a sinker.
That's all I'm gonna say. You want to know more? Hire a private eye.
And do you have an alibi for yesterday or the day before?
Us Kumakuras are a branch of the Ujisaki family. The Ujisaki family runs a yearly golf tournament. Mandatory attendance. We were all at the tournament those days. We only got back this morning. You can ask the hotel. They'll tell you.
Date, I did some research. The hotel's record of guests does list the Kumakura members.
Works
They
for
were
me.
also seen on several surveillance cameras. It is not possible that any of the Kumakuras could have killed Shoko, including Moma.
Understood. Well, what do you know about Shoko then?
Well, I guess there's no point hiding it now. I lied earlier when I said I didn't know her.
I thought so. You and the Kumakuras were a part of the fraud scheme Shoko was organizing.
Yep. Whenever any wise-ass investors gave her trouble, we handled it.
Exactly as I suspected. Shoko was affiliated with the Kumakuras.
And what do you know about Renju?
I've been looking after that guy since high school. It was the usual stuff. I had him help me with a lot of work. But now, it's kind of the opposite, you know? We're getting work from him. Well, we were. Now that he's dead, though.
What work did he have you do?
The usual. If Talon at his office was causing trouble or something.
You ever get into any disputes with Renju doing this work?
No way. He paid good money. I've never even gotten into an argument with the guy.
Sounds like Renju is pretty pleasant. What do you know about Shoko?
The victim prior to Renju? I believe Moma introduced me to her.
Introduced?
We were just having drinks. Shoko stopped by to say hello.
Right. We didn't talk about anything.
They're trying to give me the runaround.
That's believable.
Indeed. Date, I have determined that these individuals have nothing further to add. Even if they are involved, they will not volunteer any more information.
Got
we need
it.
solid evidence to move forward with the investigation.
You're right.
Date, a call from Lemniscate.
So,
Connected.
Dante,
Yeah.
it's me.
lovely.
You remember, like, how you said to call you if Ote came?
Yes.
Well, he's here now, so I guess I'm calling you.
Got it. I'm on my way.
Where you going?
That's none of your concern. Moma, Congressman Tsujima, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'll come back soon. We'll swap drinking stories.
You serious?
Let's go, Iba.
Roger.
Back to Lemniscate. That quick time event caught me so off guard. I wasn't even sure what I was looking at. I was so scared. Cannot believe they threw that at me.
This is all really suspicious.
What is?
Congressman Tsujima and the Kumakuras. There's definitely something going on there.
I agree, but I am not sure it is linked to the new Cyclops serial killings. We need to do further investigation.
I guess that's one way to talk to Iba.
Ah!
Impossible. How did a jellyfish get in here? So shiny, too.
You utter idiot. It's me.
Renju?
Do I look like Renju?
Izuki?
It's me.
Boss?
Date, seriously.
Then, are you Mom?
Idiot. They must have increased your dosage too much.
My dosage? Anyway, you're Iba, right? Why are you here? Looking like that?
I just thought I would project myself. You seem lonely.
How are you doing this?
I am overlaying the image your left eye processes with augmented reality. You can't see me through your right eye, only your left.
I see.
You can't just pop into my eyeball without permission.
You do realize I do that all the time, right?
True. How is so related to Kumakura's, do you think?
I looked into that. Unfortunately, I did not find anything in our database that could connect the two.
I see.
However, I did discover some rumors on the internet.
Oh, yeah?
Most of them come across as gossip or conspiracy theories. But would you like to hear them regardless?
Yes.
Please.
Mr. Tsujima currently resides in Azabu. He lives in a mansion, a restored samurai castle. But 20 years ago, So Tsujima lived elsewhere, in the Kawasaki district to be exact. He lived there until he was 40 years old. The Tsujima family owned a vast amount of real estate in the district. Adjusting for inflation, the land was valued above 30 billion yen.
Jesus.
The Tsujima family sold off its holdings. 6 months later, the incident occurred.
Okay. That makes sense.
The explosion at the chemical plant.
This caused Kawasaki to become a restricted area.
Which means the land isn't worth anything once you sold it off. Convenient.
And of course, land prices fell drastically to less than 1/30th their original value. What are your thoughts?
The timing is certainly suspicious. To sell that amount of land just 6 months before it happened.
There is another interesting fact. After the accident, So Tsujima purchased all of the land back for just 1 billion yen.
So he's got 29 billion yen in his pocket and 1 billion yen of land.
Correct.
Fucking steal right there.
Despite the horrific accident, the Tsujima family is no worse off.
Yeah.
True. But I don't see the point of it. It's not like he got anything out of it.
Yeah, you got more money. What do you mean?
That would be true, but there is more to this story. There is another important fact.
What's that?
After the land prices in the Kawasaki region crashed,
Who's interrupting me?
we will have to continue this conversation later. I am receiving a call from headquarters.
Oh, from boss?
Is this Special Agent Date from
It's
Abyss?
a police officer.
My name is Akaska from HQ. I'm investigating the Shoko Nadami case. There's something that you need to hear.
What is it?
We got a phone call earlier from a prisoner at Fuchu Prison.
A prisoner?
Prisoner?
We saved the call. I think you should give it a listen. Who is this?
In here, I'm known as number 89.
What is this call concerning?
I know who killed Shoko Nadami, and if you let me out of here, I will tell you who it is. I suppose you might say I'm looking for a plea bargain. He will kill again, you know, and he'll take their eye while they're still alive.
He.
There will be more bodies.
And he knows details of the case.
If you want to stop this serial killer, I suggest you take my offer. I'll be seeing you.
This has to be a prank.
That's what I thought too. However, we got the call yesterday afternoon, before Renju was killed. In other words,
You're saying he predicted the second crime?
yeah, I think he did. That's why I thought I should contact you.
Good idea.
Thank you.
Thanks, Detective.
Good luck.
Spicy.
Do you think there's anything to this?
It's worth investigating at least.
I don't know.
Back at London Skate, about 6 p.m.
Oh, Date.
Hey, Oda.
What's wrong? You look like you have a lot on your mind.
Yeah. I just found out online. The corpse at Bloom Park. That was Renju's ex-wife, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
So that was Mizuki's mom. Mizuki saw her own mom. And I just left her.
Yeah, you did.
But I didn't know. I knew her as Shoko Nadami. Her last name is different.
It shouldn't make a difference who it was that you left her with.
I didn't know that was Mizuki's mother. I want to apologize to her. I need to tell her that I'm sorry.
Gonna be honest, I don't have any remorse, because you shouldn't have left her to begin with. Doesn't matter if it was her mother. Thank you for the call.
No problem. After all, it means we get to see each other again.
I'm glad.
Okay, I gotta ask you, where have you been today?
Nowhere. Just doing my normal routine.
I don't know your normal routine.
I went to a Dojin store to look at the new releases.
Of course you did.
And I ate some ramen at Jiro's, and then headed over to the PC cafe to browse threads. You know, normal.
Sure.
If that's normal, I haven't had a normal day in my life.
About Renju's case.
I don't know anything. I've only seen Renju a couple of times.
I didn't think it was possible to be this bad at lying.
Though it is plainly obvious, I did a thermal check on Ota's body. This is his current body temperature.
That's what I thought. Have you forgotten, Ota? You're my thrall. You don't want me to tell Iris your secret, do you?
Huh?
Well, wait, it's no big deal.
You better start talking.
Okay.
Try this again.
Last night, I was walking over to Sunfish Pocket, and I saw Renju come out of the building.
What time?
Was he alone? Someone was with him. A man.
No.
No.
A woman.
A woman. Okay, look. I can tell you're trying to protect her, but you have to help me out here. Was it Iris?
No, it definitely for sure wasn't Tessa.
Got it.
Got it.
So Renju was with
Iris.
Okay, fine. There's no point in hiding it, I guess. You're right. Renju came out of the building with Tessa. But Tessa has nothing to do with this. She wouldn't murder anyone. She wouldn't hurt a fly.
I didn't say that.
She's an idol. Idols don't kill people.
Anybody confirm that idols aren't murderers?
You need to stop putting her on a pedestal.
Tessa is a savior to me. The Tessa I know wouldn't hurt anyone.
Well, perhaps you don't know her.
The first time I met her, I had a bad case of writer's block, and I saw all this awful negativity online, and I lost sight of what I really wanted to write. It was the lowest point of my life.
He is talking like a professional, though he hasn't published anything.
Yeah.
Then, by pure chance, I found a video of Tessa singing and dancing. And it made me realize something important. You don't have to care what people think, you know? If you do your best at what you believe in, your message will get through to people. That attitude is something all great creators need to have. After that, I became a huge A-Set fan and got over my writer's block. And I know I'm not the only one Tessa has inspired. A lot of otaku like me say that Tessa is their savior. She cheers them up when they're down. So there's no way Tessa can be involved in murder. Absolutely impossible.
I did not say Iris was a murderer. I need you to get that straight now.
But do you suspect her?
I need to hear her side of the story. If I do, I might find out she's totally innocent. If you truly believe that she didn't do it, you should tell me everything you know.
But...
do it for Iris.
Nice. So can you please tell me when they left Sunfish Pocket?
Around 6:15, I guess.
Where did they go?
I didn't see. They got into Renju's car and drove off.
And what did you do?
I went inside Sunfish Pocket, but I saw a sign that said the entire club was reserved. I figured I would just go home.
What happened?
Ah, well that's helpful.
Date.
Iris, there's something I need to ask you. Come with me.
That works out pretty well for me.
Iris, I'm going to ask you some questions. Please answer honestly. However, you do not have to say anything that might incriminate you.
The right to remain silent? You're treating me like a criminal.
Not exactly.
No, a suspect.
I'm just
actually
looking for the truth, and I would appreciate your cooperation.
You used to work at Sunfish Pocket, right?
I heard you used to work at Sunfish Pocket.
That's right.
How long?
A little over a year.
Working there that long, you're probably pretty familiar with the equipment.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you have an alibi for last night?
What were you doing from 7 to 9 last night?
Yeah, looks like Dottie's actually going to ask the questions.
I was at home the whole time.
You're sure?
Yes.
Iba, thermograph.
There is no noticeable rise in Iris's body temperature.
She isn't lying.
Not necessarily. We must consider the possibility that she is a natural liar.
With that kind of confidence, her temperature wouldn't change.
Correct.
Renju's estimated time of death was 8 p.m. last night. If Iris's story is true, She couldn't have done it.
There is another possibility. Even if Iris was at home, she could have killed Renju.
You mean...
Can I ask your mother about that?
I'll ask again. You are sure you were at home around 8 p.m. yesterday?
Yes.
Can I ask your mother about your alibi?
You can, but there'd be no point.
Why is that?
My mom wasn't home. She came back home early this morning.
Oh.
This morning?
Yeah.
Your mother came home later.
Where was she?
I don't know.
You don't know. Come to think of it, Iris's mom had connections to Renju too.
Hitomi did mention that yesterday.
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now.
However, we have nothing to link her to the case.
But I am curious.
You can throw out some hooks.
What was Hitomi doing last night?
When did you find out Renju was killed?
When did you find out Renju was killed?
This morning, on the news.
And you were with Renju last night? You didn't think to call the police and inform them of this?
Oh, sorry. Is that something you're supposed to do?
You're capping so hard right now.
I had a podcast to record this morning, so if I went to the police, I'd be late. And that would cause everyone a lot of trouble, you know?
Is what Oda's saying true, that you were with
Here's
Renju?
what Ota told me. Yesterday around 6:15 p.m., you and Renju came out of the Sunfish Pocket building. Is that true?
Yes. Mr. Okiura called me and told me he wanted me to come to Sunfish Pocket, ASAP.
Around what time was that?
5 p.m., I think. I got ready, then headed over there. I guess I got there about an hour later.
Date, I checked her call history. At 4:58 p.m., there is a record of a call to Iris from Renju's phone.
Okay. And what were you doing there?
What were you doing with Renju?
He asked me about a job.
What kind of job?
He rented out Sunfish Pocket for a party and he wanted me to MC. He said that it was an important party and that a lot of big shots were gonna be there.
Probably for the Kumakuras, since they have connections like that normally.
But the girl he asked to do it originally got sick and couldn't come. But I turned him down.
Why?
Because I'm just an internet idol. I've never done any MCing before, especially with important people being there.
That would corroborate why they left so early. What did you do after you turned him down?
What did you do after you turned him down?
I left with Mr. Okiura at 6:15 p.m. That must have been when Ota saw me.
And after that?
I asked Mr. Okiura to take me home in his car. I got home at 7 p.m. I was home the rest of the night.
What do you think, Aiba?
You sound pretty coached.
I cannot detect any contradictions. However, her story appears almost too organized.
Exactly. Like, going by... Normal people don't go by exactly the time when they don't have any reason to keep track of it.
Human memory is ambiguous. Her use of exact times leads me to be suspicious.
Yes! I'm so smart.
That's true. What about the surveillance camera? Do you know where those tapes were stored?
What are you trying to say?
Just asking a question.
Am I a suspect?
It's not like that.
It's fine, Date. It's true that I met with Mr. Okiura yesterday. But how do I put this? It's impossible that I'm the killer.
Oh, really?
I'm a teenage girl. Mr. Okiura is a fully grown man.
Oh, she's got a point. A girl like her could have stabbed, poisoned, or shot him dead, but strangling?
That's only when in regards to not using a tool.
No, it's still possible. You see.
Also,
the autopsy discovered a high. This drug is common. It is likely that Renju was in a state of.
He was also drugged before his death. Oops, I know what I meant to do.
A heavy concentration of sedatives were discovered in Renju's body. Renju was practically in a coma before he died. He wouldn't have struggled.
So, Iris could have strangled him.
Wait a minute. Even if I was somehow able to kill him, the rest of it is impossible.
The rest of it?
Like hanging up his body?
How do you know that?
How do you know that?
What do you mean? It's all over the news.
That's true. Renju weighed about 160 pounds. Even if she used her entire body weight, I don't think she could have hauled him up.
She didn't need to.
It would be hard for her to do it with her strength alone. But with a little ingenuity, it could be done.
Ingenuity?
Yeah. Do I have it somewhere? Or is it in the autopsy report? Where would that be?
The oil drum inside, the type that has a lid you can empty. It weighs Renju's corpse was hanging from a beam on the... He was found. The wire was attached. One end was attached to a hook that was embedded.
There you go.
The kegs hold approximately 20 liters of liquid. They weigh approximately 55 pounds each.
It went like this. First, Renju was laid out on the counter. Next, the wire was thrown over the beam and connected to the hook in his jaw. Then all you need to do is put the 3 beer kegs on the counter.
You think a teenage girl could have done that?
I'm sure it was hard. The kegs weighed 55 pounds each. But that's not impossible, even for a teenage girl.
I guess it isn't impossible.
After that, you get on top of the counter, hook the other end of the wires to the kegs, and then... what do you think happens if you kick the kegs off the counter?
The 3 kegs weighed 165 pounds altogether. Renju weighs 5 pounds less. I guess that would make it possible. But there is one more thing.
What?
Considering the state of the crime scene, it's clear Renju was killed elsewhere and brought to where we found him. If
Right.
Iris is the culprit, how did she move the body?
Hey!
I know. You're going to say you couldn't have moved a 160-pound body.
Unfortunately for her,
she could have.
How?
The autopsy determined that Renju vacated his bowels for muscle relaxation upon death. However, no trace of this was found on the corpse or at the scene. This means that it is highly likely Renju was killed elsewhere and moved to where he was found. Renju's estimated TOD is yesterday, around 8 p.m. Numerous hemorrhages in the blood vessels of the throat and face indicate strangulation. The weapon used to commit the murder was some kind of twisted cloth. The criminal likely wrapped it around Renju's neck and pulled. Renju then suffocated. The more precise cause of death is cerebral circulation failure due to vessel closure in the neck. In short, Renju was strangled for...
That doesn't help me. Perhaps the elevator
Sunfish Pocket is located on the 2nd floor. According to the records, from 6:30 p.m. until the body was found, the elevator stopped on the 2nd floor only once, at 8:55 p.m. The total weight detected in the elevator was approximately 310 pounds.
Okay, so let's say he's 165. She could be like 120. I think her weight came up at one point. Maybe both. Fuck, where is it? Yeah. It's true that Renju was killed somewhere else and brought in so much backup to determine a transportation method. The oil drum? And also his autopsy report, maybe.
You have to prove that Iris could have... That is your... This will not help...
Gotcha. And probably where he was... The elevator record, I would think. It's a maybe. It's close, but it's not what I need. Is it where he was murdered? How did she move the corpse? We know it's the fucking body. The elevator? Yes. Why is that not right? I feel like that should be right. Oh wait, his watch was in the barrel! That's right! Oh shit. Please have thermals on, please have thermals on, please have thermals on.
You know what this is? It's Renju's favorite watch. This was discovered inside an empty oil drum at Sunfish Pocket.
Hey, Date, I know you're on a roll right now, but could you please report things like that according to protocol?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that it wouldn't be so hard to move a body if it were in a cylinder. You would just have to roll it.
So you're saying Renju's body was moved inside the drum?
The drum, her weight, and also Renju's body without his insides roughly equals the weight the elevator was carrying at the time.
Which is how the watch came off. But the suspect didn't notice it.
I'm not saying anything for sure, just pointing out that it's possible.
I didn't do it! You don't even have any witnesses! If I were rolling an oil drum in the middle of the street, people would have noticed!
You could have put it in a car and driven it.
I don't have a license!
Doesn't mean you can't drive. Even an AI can drive nowadays.
Are you mocking me?
Don't make sudden outbursts like that.
You insulted me.
Just be quiet.
Sorry.
Who are you talking to?
Not you. Not you. I'm talking to you now, though. I'm asking the questions around here.
Anyway, Iris, you weigh about 105 pounds, right?
Where is this coming from?
105 and 165. No, 105 and 160 because you weighed 160. 260 plus the oil drum, which weighed like 55. Yeah, I guess it's like 305, 310.
If only you weighed more. Or less.
That is none of your business.
No, I mean that your weight is relevant to the case. If the oil drum was used to transport the corpse, then the possibility of the suspect being around 105 pounds is extremely likely.
Why do you say that?
Because our friend the elevator... Need 3 pieces of evidence total. There are others. Yes, there are.
You are trying to prove your thinking is...
Oh, sorry. Yeah. His weight. And the oil drum.
Iris, on which floor is Sunfish Pocket located?
On the 2nd floor.
That's right. So, I checked the elevator records. Before the corpse was discovered, the elevator only stopped at the 2nd floor once, at 8:55 p.m. And we discovered that the total cargo weight on the elevator was about 310 pounds. Renju weighed 160. The oil drum weighs 44. Together, that's about 205. Subtracting that from 310...
This doesn't look good.
Why are you...
Now, this obviously doesn't prove you're the murderer. A lot of people weigh 105 pounds. Or someone could have put 105 extra pounds in the elevator, sent it up, and taken the stairs.
But that doesn't make sense.
To throw us off the trail. However...
Date, stop. Iris is acting strange. Don't turn around.
Why not?
Just stay put. Keep your eyes on the wall.
Okay.
There are several cameras in this room. 2 surveillance cameras installed at the corners of the ceiling, and 1 camera on a tripod. I hacked each to gain access to their recordings.
Ooh.
Look at this.
What's she doing? How's she moving her hands?
She's fidgeting around.
Yep.
Is she doing something under the desk?
That's what it looks like, but we need to confirm something before we confront her. We need to know that she's in fact doing something under the desk.
We are, we came back at the best time? Yeah, we're interrogating Iris for being a suspect. And she is, fitting a lot of possibilities.
Without turning around?
Yes.
How would I do that?
Okay. I need to swap cameras. What's she doing in the mirror? What's in her hands? Is it a phone?
Ah, shit.
Fuck, you got a phone. How'd you even get this in here? Interesting. Got your boy.
Iris, What are you thinking?
You didn't confiscate her phone?
What is that thing? Hey, answer me, Iris.
She's definitely hiding something, Date. Sync with her.
Yeah, I could do it.
Iris is experiencing REM sleep. The medication is working perfectly.
Yo, we drugged her and put her on the machine. Let's go.
Think you can do it?
Not a problem. Get it started.
The time limit is 6 minutes. So before time is up...
I know.
Got 6 minutes to find out this bitch is hiding.
Let's begin.
What is this place?
I don't know, Iva, but you're gonna have to give me a second, because I think we're gonna save this for a whole nother section. So, gonna do another recording cut here, and next time it picks up, it is gonna be with us investigating Iris's Somnium.